Hello everyone. So today I'm going to take you on a tour of the most popular famous street in my city of Nizhny Novgorod, where I live. Okay, the first thing is what I hate about Russia. They still have monuments to communism and big statues of Lenin, and I can't stand it. If there's one thing my family taught me, they instilled in me a deep hatred of communism. But most Russians still think like it was a good time and they're proud of it and everything. This says here, like, the torch that Lenin has raised, no power on earth can destroy it. Oh yeah? Lasted 80 years. And Lenin's torch has been destroyed. So yeah, that really makes me angry to see that. That's like, okay, Nizhny Novgorod this street is famous for its whimsical statues of people like just in whimsical situations. So yeah, that really makes me angry. That's like Germans still having statues of Hitler and monuments to Nazism, which is completely banned, and everything, any statues of that time was taken down, and any monuments. So yeah, I can't stand it. That's the biggest influence my family has had on me, is to instill in me that hatred of communism. I mean, during the Soviet Union, they killed 80 million of their own people. Mainly, people who are citizens of the Soviet Union. 80 million people, throwing them in concentration camps, just randomly executing them. Maybe not randomly, but with mocked up charges. And yeah, it's a disgusting time in the history of Russia. But most Russians are still proud of it. And yeah, that angers me. Okay, so let's move on to a more more lighthearted theme. So yeah, this is the most popular street. This is where everyone hangs out. It's a pedestrian zone. I don't think I've ever actually seen a pedestrian zone in America, where like no cars are allowed. I've seen it in Europe, of course, many times, but I haven't seen it in America. Is there like a pedestrian zone in New York City? I guess Central Park, but actually cars go through Central Park too. So yeah, it's a nice city. It's a nice street. During Christmas time, or what Russians call New Year, they don't really celebrate Christmas, they celebrate New Year. It's all lit up really nicely. And yeah, it's really, I know, magical. Here's some cool statues, nice building. Cool. Here's another statue. Surprisingly, there's no churches on this street. There used to be a big church like Pokrovsky, but it was torn down during Soviet times, and now they just have a little chapel to commemorate it. Yeah, look at these nice buildings. There's a lot of neoclassical architecture, which I really love. It's my favorite type of architecture, especially on Nizhny Street, which I'll make a separate video about. So, about the history of Nizhny Novgorod. It was founded in 1221 by Prince Yuri II, and this street, it dates back to medieval times. So the city is over 855 years, right? So that's amazing. I mean, coming from America, I guess all Americans who are in Europe say the same thing. Wow, it's so old. I mean, 850 years. America is only like 250 years. But you can't, I mean, obviously America existed way before that, but as far as the United States of America, I wonder what the actual, I'm gonna check that out, what the, like when were the first humans like came to like North America, or anyway. So yeah, it's a really old city. Here's a nice building coming up. There's street musicians here. There's always a lot of people, but especially on holidays or anything. There's a really nice building coming up. Again, like in neoclassical architecture with the pillars and all. Oh, those are Doric pillars. Mostly they have Corinthian pillars, but these are Doric pillars. Okay, how can you tell the difference between the type of pillars? Doric pillars have no ornamentation on the top. And they're just straight pillars with no like ornamentation or scroll on the top. And there's like some guy behind me in like a furry costume, like an animal costume, giving out flyers. So way in the back there at the end of the street, you can see the Kremlin, the tower of the Kremlin. That'll be for another video. Here's some more statues that this street is famous for. Now we're coming up to the most beautiful bank I've ever seen in my life. I've traveled a lot. I've been to like more than 20 countries, and I've never seen a bank so beautiful as this one coming up. Every time I pass by it, I'm like, wow. And it's amazing, especially for a bank. I mean, it looks more like a castle or a palace. So we're coming up to it. So this is the bank. It was built in 1913, I think, for like the anniversary of 300 years of the Romanov dynasty. So yeah, this is incredible. just amazing. So cool, so beautiful. It's like crazy beautiful. And it's a bank. Like, who puts so much effort into making a bank so beautiful? And it was originally designed as a bank. And one thing, Nizhny Novgorod is like a merchant city, so banking was a big part of their like culture and all. So yeah, trying to step further away to get a bigger view. Let's try to go sideways. So that's the main bank in Nizhny Novgorod. Wow. Built in 1913. So 4 years before the revolution. They would have never built anything like this during the Soviet times. Like, during Soviet times, they were all about, like, just utilitarian kind of construction. Nothing beautiful. They thought like beauty was unnecessary, and it was just like built for a purpose. So actually Trump said something about that recently when he was celebrating Greek Independence Day. He said, yeah, we're not building concrete square buildings anymore. We're building beautiful Greek architecture, ancient Greek architecture. So yeah, Soviet times, you can immediately tell the architecture. It's just like ugly, just concrete buildings, square concrete buildings. Or rectangles, but just ugly, just nothing to beautify it, nothing to make it special. That was like and that was specifically a point of like Soviet architecture, that it's only made for its purpose, and beauty is not necessary. Because beauty is a sign of like, I don't know, capitalism or something like that, or... Oh man, I can't stand the Soviet Union. And that was like one of my first like culture shocks when I first got into Russia. How they still admire Soviet Union and they're not ashamed of it. And a lot of, especially the older people, like they're nostalgic about it and say, oh, how much things were better during the Soviet times. Here are some cool statues. Very cool. Yeah. And yeah, I was really shocked by that. Trying to avoid taking pictures of people, but it's a crowded street. Yeah, and well, my son's grandfather was even teaching him that, like how things were better during the Soviet Union and everything. But now my son understands more and doesn't believe that anymore. This is a restaurant with these cool statues here. I don't think I'll get yelled at for doing the video, even if it's of some restaurants or some private places. Okay, here's another beautiful neoclassical building coming up. When I first visited this city, like a friend of my dad's took my mom and I here, and I was really impressed. And I was like, if I ever have to live in Russia, if I'm ever going to get stuck living in Russia, this is the city I want to live in. Because I was really impressed by its beauty and how the feeling, it feels more European. Not as European as St. Petersburg, but yeah, it has a mixture of like Europe and Russia, a very nice mixture. So this building, I don't know what it is. We can see what it is. These are Ionic pillars. So Ionic pillars have the scroll on the top there. Doric pillars don't have a scroll. Ionic pillars have a scroll. So yeah, very nice. Just Greek architecture, just like, I don't know, it fills my soul with joy, like ancient Greek architecture. This would be like considered neoclassical. So classical architecture, yeah, just really, I see it and just, yeah, it just inspires me. I think it's the ultimate like expression of like architecture. Definitely. There's the same building. What building is it? Oh, it's like a zoo. Exoterrarium. Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I went here once with my son. Look at that beautiful building. Yeah, I don't know, something about classical architects just man, I can't get enough of it. Okay. So these are, I'm pretty sure, Ionic pillars. Yeah, Corinthian pillars have more floor to them. Like to the scroll. I used to know all this for sure. Now I'm pretty sure. I'll fact check it. Oh man. I don't know what it is about classical and neoclassical architecture that just... I don't even know how to describe it. How it impresses me, and just like inspires me, and it's definitely the highlight of architecture, the like ultimate achievement, human architecture, I think. Other types of architecture I like are like medieval castles and Gothic cathedrals. Yeah, that's incredible too, Gothic cathedrals. Of course, in Russia there are no Gothic cathedrals. All the churches are like, well, Russian style. Yeah, that's one thing. Russians don't have castles. They have Kremlins, which are different from a castle. A Kremlin is a fortress, right? So they don't have castles, and they don't have like Gothic architecture, like Gothic cathedrals or anything like that. They could have some like Gothic style architecture, but not like, cathedral story in the sky in Europe. Beautiful building here. Yeah, I really love this. I love this city. And if I had to live in Russia, yeah, I'm glad I live here. And in a lot of ways it's better than Moscow, actually, because first of all, it's on the hills. When I do the Kremlin video, you'll see how high up. It's really pretty high. And it's more hilly and all. And it's not as crowded, and it has a more relaxed feeling to it. So this is the theater. It used to be called the Nicholas Theater after Nicholas I. The Tsar or Emperor Nicholas II came to this theater. In 1896, I think, or it could be 1913 for the 300 year of the Romanov dynasty. So yeah, another beautiful building. It's now called the Chekhov Theater, I think. It was built, I just looked it up. It was built in like, I think the 1870s. So in general, Nizhny Novgorod took on this, okay, there's some cops nearby. I don't want them to stop me. So I'll try not talking. So in general, Nizhny Novgorod took on this like look at the time of Catherine the Great. So, and Catherine the Great visited Nizhny Novgorod in 1767. And she's like, it's a beautiful location, and the views and landscapes are beautiful. But the city is ugly. The buildings and everything is ugly. And so she like ordered them to make it nicer and developed a special like plan for it and everything. And so yeah, there's the Tower of the Kremlin. So we're coming towards the end. Some more nice buildings. A lot of shops. This used to be a residential, well, there are shops and everything also, but it used to be called the Noble Family Street because like the nobility, noble families had their houses here and everything. So yeah, coming closer and closer to the Kremlin. So yeah, the cops didn't bother me. I guess they didn't hear me speaking English. Maybe I'm paranoid about cops. Hey, there are more of those kind of statues. What happened to all the statues? There used to be a lot more. Like a kid playing a violin and everything I didn't see. So here's a funny statue. Like a monkey. Yeah, it's a monkey holding a bowl. It's a cafe. It's a funny statue. And interesting. Okay, more beautiful neoclassical architecture with, yeah, so I would say Doric pillars. Oh man, so beautiful. Get a better view of it. Yeah. Man. Why does it just like fascinate me so much? So cool. Oh, that's the theater also. Wow. Beautiful. Oh, I just can't take my eyes off of it. Definitely I was right about the pillars. But I still gotta fact check myself. Definitely Doric has no ornamentation. Ionic has just like scrolls. And Corinthian, I haven't seen Corinthian yet. Corinthian is more elaborate, like on the scrolls. And somebody was just walking by and ducked under because they didn't want to be on my video. Okay, here's another. What happened to the boy with the violin? The statue with the boy with the violin. Here's another. Whimsical statue. How a dog and one of the old-fashioned cameras. And a guy like taking a picture. The dog is a nice touch. So we're coming to the end of the street. That's the Kremlin Tower there. Ah. So it takes like half an hour to walk down the street casually. 28 minutes. That's the main part of the street, yeah. Oh, a little more about Nizhny Novgorod, so. Yeah, like I said, it was like a merchant city, and they had a big like fair here like every year where like merchants came from all over the world actually and docked here and to sell their wares, like not just from Russia, from like Persia, from Europe. It was a big thing in like the 1800s. I think starting 1817 started the fair. Yeah, if you read Russian history, they'll usually always mention the Nizhny Novgorod fair. So yeah, that was Bolshaya Pokrovskaya. I'll just show you a view from here. So yeah, that's the street. That's the most famous and popular street in Nizhny Novgorod, Russia. I live about 3 subway stops from here. Exactly 3 subway stops. Okay, and my next video will be of the Kremlin, and this is one of the towers of the Kremlin. I think St. Dmitry Tower. Okay, so hope you enjoyed walking down Bolshaya Pokrovskaya with me. So goodbye, do svidaniya, auf Wiedersehen.